I just had another amazing idea. So maybe we can study the effects of global warming from the main source of all the heat in our solar system, the sun. Maybe I can convince Elon Musk, who is absolutely obsessed with me, by the way, to do something good with SpaceX and figure out a mission to the sun in order to get samples. I suggest we go at night because it would probably be too hot during the day, but we'll leave all that up to the scientists.
Interesting idea there. It's almost as absurd as you believing the government is there to solve your problems. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Rudowski here of wearechange.org, and there's a lot of absolutely crazy, wild, and bewildering news to get into today. As of course, domestically, the situation is not all right and a lot worse off than a lot of people believe it to be, as geopolitically, it's just as bad, if not worse, as, of course, we face the full potential of a big military draft, another excursion and military adventure that definitely is not for the benefit of the American people and just creating more chaos in this world. The latest developments, truly troubling, and we are going to be getting into all of them in this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on TheBestPoliticalShirts.com, and the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast is, of course, a deep fake video of a digitally altered AOC talking about her very bright ideas. A fake video created by @DreFanzer Memes, which you could, of course, find on X. If he has a YouTube channel, we, of course, will be linking it. His content, by the way, some of the best content out there. He definitely deserves a lot more followers than he has right now. His meme magic is absolutely on point. He does incredible work and definitely deserves your follow and support. I think he also did another meme about Mike Pence dropping out of the 2024 presidential election.
Traveling across the country over the past 6 months, I came here to say it's become clear to me this is not my time. So after much prayer and deliberation, I have decided to suspend my campaign for president effective today.
As that news comes to the disappointment of the 4 boomers that were supporting him and everyone else who was making memes and making fun of him, as he is one of the first major presidential candidates to bow out of this election, as clearly the former president of the United States is still leading significantly in all major polls and is definitely looking to be the nominee if, of course, he doesn't end up in jail. Well, even then, I think he could still become president of the United States, which probably would help him, as of course political lawfare is the new norm, as the new Speaker of the House came out and talked about how the Biden family is, quote, engaging in a cover-up of the role of his son Hunter Biden's business dealings, as there is an impeachment investigation going on right now against the current president of the United States. Will he be impeached? Will there be any ramifications if he even is? Well, only time will tell, as of course it's important to note here that we live in a 2-tier justice system where some very sick individuals could get away with some really awful things that we can't even mention here on this particular YouTube broadcast because it's a family-friendly show, just because they came out of the womb of some special inbred royalty and therefore don't have to face any repercussions for their actions. As we're getting news reports today of Prince Andrew allegedly offering zero cooperation in the larger investigation into thousands of children being trafficked and hurt, as of course the likelihood of the Biden family, of Hunter Biden, of any person associated or related or has the last name Clinton probably will never be held responsible for the atrocious actions that they have committed. Also today we are finding out about the demise of Matthew Perry, that according to the New York Post suffered a cardiac arrest, which oddly some news organizations do not want to talk about. It sure does seem like the number of cardiac arrests have been going up, but I bet it's just all a coincidence, which you shouldn't be thinking about too much. As of course, thinking it's not good for the banking corporate multinational state that of course truly controls government, and that's why I created TheBestPoliticalShirts.com, a website dedicated towards you being able to express your larger discontent against society in many creative, funny, awesome ways. As of course, I strive to have the best store on the internet, and I think I definitely achieved that goal with TheBestPoliticalShirts.com. The link is down in the description below. Click on it right now, and you will be pleasantly surprised with the amazing t-shirts and ideas that we have that you could express yourself with. Of course, the shirt that I'm wearing right now is a great conversation starter. This is an awesome way to meet like-minded individuals, a good way to do a lazy form of activism, and more importantly, let people know that they are not alone when it comes to them mistrusting some of the larger psyops out there that are truly there to take all the nice things away from you. And whether it's criticizing the banks, the corporations, the real island boys, whatever it may be, hey, we got a shirt for you, including some shirts we cannot show you here on this particular broadcast, because if we did, this video would get taken down. Again, they could censor, and they could change the algorithm, and they could demonetize us, and they could unsubscribe people from this channel, and of course, all the other platforms that we're a part of. But they can't censor t-shirts that you could get on TheBestPoliticalShirts.com and wear at your local grocery store, at your bank, in the park, wherever it may be, expressing ideas that are really spicy that, we can't even share here. So, TheBestPoliticalShirts.com, click on it right now. They make a perfect gag gift for Christmas, and at the same time, you support this independent media organization by getting a t-shirt on TheBestPoliticalShirts.com. Do it right now. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Speak your truths to the world, and beautiful things will happen when you do. As, of course, the world is dealing with some turbulent geopolitical developments, as, of course, we have George W. Bush that just once again, like he did in 2001, came out and threw out the pitch at the World Series, which also very interestingly had a very similar game unfold as it did nearly 20 years ago. As Sal the Agorist says, George W. Bush saw his shadow on a pitcher's mound today, which means war in the Middle East will last another 20 years. As Elon Musk just tweeted this image with the caption saying, "Iran wants war. Look at how close they put their country to our military bases," highlighting the many installations, bases, camps, and military hardware that we have surrounding them, specifically in Afghanistan, in Saudi Arabia, in Syria, as this conflict has been brewing for a very long time. And even according to U.S. General Wesley Clark, this conflict has been planned for a very long time, as already military proxies of Iran have been militarily targeted by the United States and bombed and attacked preemptively, as it's fair to say that already we are in a proxy war between the United States and Israel against a lot of countries in the Middle East, which soon might be including Turkey. We're going to be talking about Turkey in a little bit, but a lot of this turmoil specifically is starting off inside of Palestine, where there is a major ground invasion by Israeli forces that have now entered the region, as Elon Musk is now offering Starlink internet to recognized organizations in the region that now will be using satellite communication as a form of doing on-the-ground humanitarian work. This as everyone in Gaza has been cut off from the rest of the world, as of course during this Israeli ground invasion, after multiple airstrikes on the region, all communication has been cut off. And a lot of the aid workers, a lot of the people working there to help out the thousands of people who have lost their lives because of these airstrikes and these bombardments need a way to communicate with the outside world, need a way to, of course, ship in resources to help those people, as Israel right now is sending, quote, urgent messages to Gaza that, of course, no one in Gaza could hear, as, of course, all electricity and connectivity has been cut off by Israel. How are the people of Gaza supposed to get any kind of messages here, as, of course, this ground invasion is a massive conflict that has been brewing for many years now and is absolutely going to have a major civilian toll. This as in response to Elon Musk helping internationally recognized aid organizations in Gaza to be able to hear messages from the Israeli government has led the Israeli government now to cut all ties with Starlink, as Al Jazeera is reporting that the Israeli government is announcing that, quote, they will use all available means to prevent Elon Musk from providing relief organizations in Gaza with the internet, as Elon Musk is also getting a lot of criticism for this major move, which I think is unwarranted here, as there's millions of people inside of Gaza. Some of them are journalists, doctors, innocent human beings who, during a key critical moment in time of conflict, need to get information, whether from Israel or from the outside world, when it comes to, of course, communicating with everyone. All of this as tensions have been rising between Israel and a lot of the Middle Eastern countries that they are surrounded by, as there are many significant protests and demonstrations happening all around the world surrounding this issue that is tearing people apart in the region and in local political discourse, where some politicians and neocons are even going as far as to say that we need to give Israel whatever they want, no questions asked, leaving many Americans kind of wondering and scratching their heads, being like, wow, I wish they would represent the American people this way, as even the current president of the United States is speaking with the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and stressing that there needs to be a distinction between the terrorists that they are fighting and the civilians that are caught up in the middle of this entire conflict. This as Israel has been accused of targeting many residential and civilian areas, which they claim, of course, are being used as human shields by Hamas that are specifically using them as cover. This as there's also reports of civil order starting to break down inside of Gaza, some communication being partly restored, and international tensions brewing, as a Hamas leader just came out and talked about some very interesting insight from the Russians and Chinese here that, of course, are geopolitically opposed against the United States here and have made very strong statements for Palestine and Gaza, as even a key NATO member state, Turkey, is threatening to possibly declare a war on Israel, with a very chilling warning at a pro-Palestinian rally this afternoon in Turkey, which he announced would, quote, come at any night unexpectedly. Very aggressive statements from a country that is aligned with the United States in an official NATO partnership that absolutely is geopolitically opposed to the United States' largest efforts here, supporting, of course, Israel no matter what the cost, sending troops in the region, giving them military hardware, missiles, and even launching strikes on countries and proxy groups that might potentially do something here. This as Israel is literally threatening that they will be doing something here. As of course, this action could also upend the NATO partnership between Turkey and the rest of those countries, as it looks like the United States is preparing for the worst, as they have just halted all exports of most civilian self-defense weapons and ammunition for the next 30 days. This says, of course, all hands are on deck, and truly we are dealing with a situation that is extremely dangerous for the rest of the world, that there should be some detente, some de-escalation, some negotiations, some kind of larger peace deal proposed here, and none of that is happening except for the larger escalation, except for more civilian life loss, except for more terrorists being created by, of course, financing, bombing, and then supporting those same terrorists, which surprisingly come back and terrorize people. Who would have thought? As of course, you need to understand here, we are within a geopolitical Pentagon military-industrial complex-like system that lives and breeds its entire existence on war, and therefore they want more of it themselves, no matter what the cost. And I say, that cost is too much. It's too expensive. I'm not paying for it. I don't want it. And I think the more of us that do, the more we could actually have an impact here, just like we did in Syria when Barack Obama was just about to bomb that country himself. Why didn't he? Geopolitically, there was a lot of things happening, but I think people protesting it made a big impact. Your voice, your concerns, your actions matter. And if you agree, share this video with your friends and family members. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys supporting me, buying the t-shirts, being here for me. And that's why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.